Hi, Tim Unkert here, and in this video I'm going to continue to explore a bit about the Pythagorean theorem and creating worksheets using Python regarding the Pythagorean theorem. So just as a reminder, let's bring up a draw island here. And in a previous video, and I'll link that video in the description, which was yesterday, if you had the legs of the triangle, of a right triangle, trying to get this just right, okay? If you have the legs of the right triangle, I created a worksheet where you're trying to find the hypotenuse, and I automated that with Python. But I want to have problems where, if you need to find, let's actually use text here. If you have the hypotenuse in one of the sides, oh, little puppy is awake. Hold on, I'm going to pause the video for a moment. Okay, we're back. So if you have a side A, and a side B, and you have the hypotenuse C. Well, let's say you had only A and C, and you had to find B. Well, that's another type of problem. So I want to have problems in this worksheet where you have A and B, and you need to find the hypotenuse C, or you have one side and the hypotenuse and have to find B. No, I don't want that. Let's just make a, why is it doing that? Say you have a right triangle there, or a right angle there, and that's going to be a picture. We're going to actually use this picture, and we're going to use it and incorporate it into our worksheet. So I'm running a Chromebook here, so I'm just going to do Control Shift and then the window key, or it's like the middle key on top. Just go here and capture that, and let's go into our clipboard. And this is a screenshot that we took this morning. We're just going to rename it. Let's just call it ABC triangle. Okay. And okay, so let's go and create this program. All right, so I'm going to cd into Python math, and let's make a directory called ABC underscore triangle. And okay, let's cd into ABC triangle, and let's create a file. And I'm going to use Kakoune as my text editor today. It's kind of like Vim. So to create a file, I'll just type cac, and then the name of the file, which is going to be abc underscore triangle.py. Okay, so let's boost up my font a little bit, and let's create a class, okay? And the class is going to be called Pythagorean, and we're going to instantiate the class. So I do that with def, which is like a way of calling functions in Python, and in objects they're called methods. Ashley, come here. Come on. Okay, and I'm going to pass in the self. Good girl. That's a good girl. Self, A, B, C, and a choice. Okay, and I'm going to use the choice to decide if I'm finding just the hypotenuse or if I'm finding one of the missing sides when I have the hypotenuse. Okay, so we're going to close this off, and I have to say stuff like self.a equals A, That way I can use what I pass into this. When I create an object, I can use A, B, and C that I've created and the choice within the object, okay, within the other methods. So self.b equals b, and I can actually escape and go XY and paste. And then let's go down here, RC, that's replace C. And then let's just type it out, the next one, self.choice equals choice. Okay. All right, and I want to keep my indentation very similar. So let's create another method within this class called pick problem. Okay, and so, or pick type. That's a better description. We're going to pass in self, and so let's have type hypotenuse. So type hype for short is going to, well, that's going to be our variable we're going to return. And what we're going to say is if self.choice equals, then we have to have a double equals 0. We're going to have two numbers for self.choice. If self.choice equals 0, type underscore hype equals true. We're going to have a Boolean here. And we'll go back here and we'll say else type hype equals false. Okay. And then we're going to return type hype. Okay. All right. So, okay, cool. We've got the type, that method. So now what we want to do is we want to have two methods. One is finding the hypotenuse, and the other is just returning the other side. Okay. And actually, when I go up here, we're going to, we're not going to need C when I think about it. No. I'm just going to delete that. Okay. And delete that line. Okay. Oops, let's go down here. Insert. Okay. Now, this method is going to be finding the hypotenuse. And we're going to pass in self. And I'm going to say if, no, actually, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say hypotenuse equals self, hold on, in parentheses, self dot A, we're going to square that, plus self dot B, we're going to square that, and then we're going to take the square root of that. Okay, so 0.5. And then let's return the hypotenuse. Okay. All right, so that's going to be us finding the hypotenuse. Okay. All right. So we've got A, we've got B. B will be the solution if we're given A and the hypotenuse. I think that's all we need at this point. I'm going to go up to the top of the document and import random. Okay, and that's going to allow me to use random.choice, and that's pretty cool because then what I can do is I can get random numbers and that kind of thing. All right, so I'm going to have an empty random number list. If you've been watching my videos, you've seen that I've used that quite a bit. And I'm going to fill that number list with numbers 1 through 50. I'm going to say 4x in range 1 through 51, because that'll give me 1 through 50. We're going to take the random number list and append whatever x is to it. Okay, so append 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on. Okay, All right, so that fills up my random number list. My random choice list, let me go up a few lines. So for my random, or for my choice list, let's just call it choice list. That's just going to be either 0 or 1. Okay. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to create a couple files that I'm going to write to that are markdown files. And so let's do that. All right. So I'm going to say, let's say Pythagorean underscore file equals open. And then we're going to have Pythagorean file dot markdown. And we're going to append to it. That's what that A is for. And then I'm going to have Pythagorean file underscore solution. That's going to be open. And we're going to do Pythagorean file underscore solution. And we'll append to that. Okay. All right. So now we've got that. What I'm going to do now is I am going to start cycling through problems, okay? And let's say we want to have 50 problems, okay? So I'm going to say for problem in range, you can use whatever you want instead of problem, but that works. 1 through 51, that's going to give me 1 through 50. I could do 100 problems, I could do 50 problems, whatever. In fact, you know what? I'm feeling generous because I'll put this up on Teacher Pay Teachers, and let's do 101 problems. Okay. All right. All right. So, or 100 problems. That's going to give me 100 problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some variables that I need. So we're going to have A. That's going to equal random dot choice, and we're going to pass in the random number list, and then oops, I don't want this. Get rid of that line. Okay, we're going to do this for B, and we're also going to do this for the choice. Okay, and all right. Okay, so we've got those three variables. Now we want to create a new problem that's going to be an object. So we're going to have new underscore problem, and that's going to be one of the Pythagorean objects. And we're going to pass in A, B, and choice. Okay, all right. And what we're going to do is we're going to now start writing to our files. Okay, so we're going to take this Pythagorean file and do a dot write, and then we're going to use an F string, format string, which is Python 3.6 and higher. And we're going to start by just doing a second level heading, which is those 2 hashtags, and then problem, and then I'm going to pass in the problem. That's going to give me the number of the problem. So problem, okay. I'm going to do a /n to do some formatting. The slash is an escape character, the n is a new line. Okay. All right. So now we want to write the next line, but we have to do a choice. So let's go up here. Let's just go up here in the file. So we see this method pick type. So what that is doing is it's returning a Boolean. So I can say if new problem dot pick type, that means, and all I have to say is that, and that's if that's true, then we're going to find the hypotenuse. If it's not, we're going to find the missing side. Okay, so that'll help us with our choice for our next problem. So we're going to say if new underscore problem dot pick type, and then do open and close parentheses. So if that's true, we're going to take our Pythagorean file and we're going to write an f string. And what we're going to say is if the legs of a right triangle, and I'm going to do an escape character here and move to the next line just for formatting of the file. Okay, so if that is true, or if the legs of the right triangle are lengths of A units and B units respectively, what is the, let's do another escape character, length of the hypotenuse? Okay. Okay, and then we'll do a /n for formatting to move to the next line. Okay, I'm going to tab over and we're going to have an else statement here also. So if this is not true, we're going to take our Pythagorean file and we're going to write another f string, and we'll say if the hypotenuse of a right triangle, do escape character just for formatting, has a length of, and now we're going to have to pass in the new problem dot find hypotenuse method, and we'll say units, and the length, another escape character here, of one side, or one leg, let's call it leg, is A units. What is the length of the other side of the right triangle? Okay, so we've written that out. Okay, and we also need to do some formatting here with the /n/n, do a little spacing. And then I'm going to tab over and I'm going to take this Pythagorean file, write just 3 dashes. That's going to create a line, and then the /n/n, and that's it for the problem. But we also have to write the solutions because we want our answer key. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to take the Pythagorean file solution and I'm going to write, we're going to do an f string, and we're going to write, we're going to do a second level heading, and then the problem, and then we'll pass in the problem. That's what the little squiggly brackets are. And we also want to do a /n/n. Okay. And now we're also going to have another if-else conditional statement. So again, I'm going to say if new problem pick type. So if that's true, then we're trying, the solution is going to be the hypotenuse. Okay, so we're going to take our Pythagorean file solution, we're going to write an f string, and we're going to write the solution. And then for the solution, we're going to pass in a new problem.find, move this up here a little bit, find hypotenuse method. Okay, and this line's a little bit long, but whatever. Units. Okay, and then we'll do /n/n and close out that line. Okay, go back here. Else, we're going to take our solution file, and we're going to write another f string solution, and we're going to just pass in b. Okay, so b and then units. And I should actually, because it could be 1, you never know. This one really can't be 1, but just for consistency, we'll do that. Okay, all right. So the other thing with the find hypotenuse method is we may want to round it. So let me close this off. We'll do a /n/n here. And let's round it to 2 places, okay? So let's go up here and back a few words, and we'll pass in the round method, close the parentheses there, and we're going to have to go right here, insert, we'll do a comma and a 2, that's going to round to 2 units. And then we'll say, for both of these, we'll say round to 2 units if necessary. In parentheses, round to 2 decimal places. Let's do 2 decimal places if necessary. Okay, and let's go down here and write the same thing. Round to 2 decimal places if necessary. Okay. And I'm going to give a little context clues here because we're going to put it in a picture. So what is the hypotenuse? We'll put C. And if the hypotenuse, so we'll help out the student a little. And we'll do A here because we're going to provide a picture. We'll just put a comma in here. Okay. All right, save that. Now we also want to write a picture, so we have to do that, okay? So I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to take this Pythagorean file, and I'm going to write, okay? And we're going to do, to get a picture in Markdown, you do an exclamation point, then square brackets with the alt text, so we'll just do alt text right triangle. And then we'll do, it's actually called abc-triangle.png is our triangle there. And we want to /n/n after that, end our quotes, and close that out. Okay, and I just wrote that file. Okay, now I want to put this in this directory. So we're going to open up my downloads here. See, I got a little bit of a fooling around with NeoVim and some other stuff. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go to Python Math, and then let's go to ABC Triangle, and let's just paste it in here. Okay. And I can close this out now. And we want to go now to the end of the file. And is that the end of the file? Oh, yeah. Okay. So now what I want to do is take the Pythagorean file solution, and I just want to write 3 dashes there, and then a /n/n, and close that out. And then I'm going to close out these files. So I'm going to take the Pythagorean file, close that, and then the Pythagorean file solution, close that, and then I'll write that. And I'm using Terminator, so I'm going to open a terminal window. I'm going to do Control-Shift-O, and that's going to open a window below. And now I'm going to run this program by typing Python 3 and then the name of the file, which is abc underscore triangle.py. Okay, and we notice we've got one little issue. So there's an issue with the else on line 39. So let's exit out of this, and let's go up to 39. Okay, let me move this. See what our issue is. We didn't close out this. So we got to close this out. Save that. Okay, let's do Control-Shift-O again. Open that up. Run the previous command. Okay, so now we've run it, no errors. It's created some files here. And what I'm going to do now is go into my markdown file. Okay, so let's open that up. Let's open that up here. So I'll do calc, and then let's see, Pythagorean file.markdown. Okay, that's going to open that here. Let's go up here and just quit out of here and exit out of here. And let me just make this a little bit larger. Okay, so we're going to have to round our hypotenuse. So let me actually now quit out of this one, and let's list out the files, and we're going to remove some files because I need to run this again. So let's remove that one, and then the solution, and we have to have solution.markdown. So I saw a few different issues. So now I'm going to type calc and then abc underscore triangle.py. Let's go back here. So let's go down here. First thing, we want to write the second one to a markdown file, which I didn't include. And then the second thing for the problem, we want to round this one too. So I'm going to pass in the round. Go here. Round it to 2 places. That'll make it a little bit nicer. And with the answer key, if the student gets close to the actual, because it'll actually be an integer for B. If they get close, they'll be fine. All right, so teacher discretion on that one. So Control-Shift-0. I'm going to go back and run, and I'm just using the up arrow key to get back here. Let's run it. Ran the file. We see those files we deleted are now created again. I'm going to open the markdown file down here. Let's go up here and quit this and then exit out of this, and let's make this a little bit larger. Okay, so there's one more thing I want to do, a little bit thing with spacing here. Is what I want to do is insert and go down a little bit, and then go right to the top of the file, and let's put a place for the name and a place for the date. Okay. And let's go to the end of the file and place some copyright information. So I'm just going to create a paragraph, copyright, copy 2021 to be anchored, all rights reserved. Close out the parentheses there. Okay, write that. And then I want to go back to the start of the file, and I'm going to do a macro. We have 100 problems here. I just want to space them out a little bit more. So I'm going to go to insert and then type enter, enter, escape, go down here. Actually, I didn't record the macro, so that's not going to help. Okay, let's try that again. So I'll do Shift Q to start recording the macro, then insert space, space, escape, go down to the next one, Shift Q to end the macro, and then I'm going to run it 99 times. So I'm going to do 99 lowercase q. Okay, and you'll see it spaced it out throughout the document. I'm now going to save the document. Okay, and let's now quit out of here. And let's try Pandoc. I'm not sure if I've installed Pandoc, but if I didn't, we can just run it real quick. And we'll do Pythagorean file.markdown, do the output, Pythagorean dash file.html. And it ran, so I guess it did install it. Okay, so now I've got my HTML file. All right, so to install Pandoc is just sudo apt install Pandoc. It's free to use, and it converts from Markdown to HTML, and you can add some other stuff to convert to PDF and so forth. All right, I'm going to go to my Linux files, Python math, go to ABC triangle. Let's open this file. Okay, and we see the file opens. We've got a little alt text here, which you do want to include. Is showing up, so I might format that at a later point. But we've got our questions. So let's see. One thing I notice, probably logic with the program. So let's go back here and let's delete a few things. Delete these. Delete these. And go back into here. And let's reopen this file. Sorry, it's ABC triangle. Okay, let's reopen that. And so we've got this choice list. Choice is always going to be, no, it should be working. Huh. Let me run that again. Huh. Let me run that again. Let me escape out of here. So Control-Shift-O. And let's do Python 3. And then ABC underscore triangle.py. Run it. Okay, let's check out my markdown file. So let's open that up. Okay, let's go and close this. All right, so we got if the hypotenuse C. All these problems. Yeah. Okay, so all the problems are doing that. So let's are picking the second option. So let's remove that and remove that. Okay. All right. Let's go back into here. Okay. Let's take a look. What's going on? So we have our choice list 0 or 1. We're picking the choice from the random number list. I don't want to do that. I want to pick that from the choice list. Okay. All right. So let's pass in the choice list. That was my error. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to, let's just escape from here. Control-Shift-O. Let's run this again. Okay. List out the files. We see that we created some. Let's go into our Pythagorean file.markdown. And let's go here and quit this one. Exit out of here. Make this a little bit larger. And you see now we're getting some choices, okay? So I'm going to go through here again, insert, bring this down, go up here, insert, put in the name, okay, the date, okay, go to the end of the file, do my copyright thing, so copyright, okay, and then go to the beginning of the file. Let's do a macro here. Shift Q, insert, space, space, escape, go down to here. Shift Q to end the macro, then 99 lowercase q. And okay, so we got that. Formatting's good. All right, let's quit out of here, run Pandoc, do the output, and boom, Pandoc ran, okay. And let's go here, back to our Linux files, go to Python math, ABC triangle, open this up, okay. So we've got our file here with our problems. You notice we're having different types. So sometimes we have to find the hypotenuse, sometimes we have to find side B. So now what I'm going to do to change this to a PDF, right click here, go to print. You want to make sure on more settings that headers and footers are unchecked, because if they are checked, watch what happens. You're going to have the local web address of your local computer. So you want to uncheck that. Go up here, and we're going to save this. I don't want to save it there. I want to save it. Let's just save it in my downloads. But Pythagorean file .html.pdf. We can remove the .html. You just want to have the .pdf at the end. Okay. Yes, I want to replace it. Okay, so I replaced it. I'd done this before. So go to the downloads. Now you can open up the PDF. And this is something I'm going to put on Teacher Pay Teachers. So you can do that. And then for the solutions markdown file, I'd run Pandoc also to create the HTML and then create the PDF. Same process. So this is an easy way to generate a ton of problems, whatever kind of math problems you want. You just write the Python algorithm and then run it. Use Pandoc, convert it to an HTML file, and then just use the browser to change it to a PDF. That's multiple ways to do this, but this is one easy way to do it. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, as it really helps the channel grow. You can also follow me on GitHub and give me a star on GitHub if you want. And if you want to monetarily contribute to the channel, I'll leave a link for the Teacher Pay Teachers worksheet that I'm going to throw up here in the description. I'll probably list that for $1, so that'd be appreciated as well. But just watching the video is help enough. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one.